Welcome to the LD28 Door Knocking 101 training, where you'll gain the knowledge and skills to conduct effective conversations at the door. Our goal is to encourage individuals on the other side to take action, whether it's registering to vote, supporting your candidate, returning their ballot, or becoming a precinct committeeman. Door knocking is the most impactful form of volunteer voter contact. It offers voters a chance to connect with you face-to-face and seek answers to their questions. Many voters appreciate the effort you put into personally knocking on their doors and engaging in conversation with them. In some cases, elections are decided by razor-thin margins, making door knocking a pivotal activity that can make a real difference. We know that this work can be challenging. You'll encounter doors where people may not want to engage and may even close the door on you. But on the flip side, there are many who are eager to have a conversation with someone who actually cares about what they have to say and wants to listen to their concerns. There's no getting around the fact that door-to-door canvassing can be uncomfortable. Knocking on someone's door and asking them to stop whatever they're doing to have a chat with you about politics is awkward and seems somewhat unnatural. So why go through all the trouble? Because it works. The process of block walking involves coordinating a group of volunteers who walk door to door, introducing themselves to neighbors, keeping them informed, and reminding Republican voters to cast their ballot. So let's talk about what you'll need. To prepare for your block walk, it's recommended to have the following resources on hand: a name badge and business cards displaying your contact information, a walk list containing targeted voter addresses along with a map, canvas sheets for recording voter contact information within your area, and informational literature of your choice. LD28 has an Adopt a Walkbook program where you are assigned a list of 125 neighbors to adopt. Make the first contact a knock on their door with a smile on your face to introduce yourself. To stay connected with your list, consider a strategy of engaging with 10 individuals every week, whether through door-to-door visits, phone calls, text messages, or follow-up emails. In the span of 12 weeks, you will have reached out to your entire group of 125, allowing you to restart the process. So what's the purpose? Meet your neighbors and build lasting connections. Raise awareness about issues. Help voters get engaged and informed. Register unaffiliated voters in your neighborhood, persuade undecided voters, gather information, including email addresses most importantly, increase voter participation, encourage supporters to vote, and introduce your favorite candidates to them. So here's some pro tips. Make sure your phone is fully charged. Wear comfortable shoes, bring snacks and water, use sunscreen, familiarize yourself with talking points. Follow the list of doors or the map that you've been provided, and pair up with another volunteer or bring a friend. Pro tip number 1, be reasonable and have proper expectations. Remember that only 20 to 30% of the time someone will actually answer the door. You can always leave literature, but never on a mailbox. Tip number 2, be yourself and remember to smile. While you have a script, it's essential to use it as a guide and not be overly reliant on it. With enough practice, you'll feel comfortable having a natural conversation without constantly referring to your clipboard or phone for what to say next. Tip number 3, be bold and use the hard ask. Confidence is key when making requests. Instead of using soft phrases like, "Maybe you could consider," be direct and say, "To win, we need supporters like you to step up. Can we count on you to support this candidate?" Tip number 4, be engaging and use social pressure. People tend to follow what others are doing. Mention interactions with other neighbors like, "I've been talking to many of our neighbors," or provide a personal touch like, "I live on 75th Avenue in Happy Valley, and many of our neighbors are also supporting blank." Tip number 5, be diligent in data collection. Keep records of your interactions. As other precinct committeemen may be knocking on doors in your neighborhood, record information on your canvas sheet and share a copy with your precinct captain. This data can include details like neighbors with adult children and grandchildren living with them, or anything else that you might find important. So what are our primary objectives? To contact, connect, and collect. Our primary objective is to make initial contact, connect through relationships, and collect their email addresses and contact information. As you continue engaging with them over time, they will gradually gain trust with you and become more comfortable with you and our message. We also want to be persistent, remembering that only that 20 to 30% someone will actually answer the door. Persistently knocking on their doors is key, even if they don't answer. Leaving a flyer or a business card and maintaining patience is crucial. It might take several attempts before you can engage in a meaningful conversation. Although it can be disheartening to encounter many unanswered doors, remember that each time you dedicate effort to door knocking, even if you only leave behind a flyer or business card, you are establishing contact. Be self-aware. Remember that 90% of communication is nonverbal. Step away from the door before the voter answers the door. It prevents you from coming across pushy or invasive. Have a friendly and approachable demeanor. Speak in a normal tone of voice and remember to smile. Focus on engaging with voters by having a two-way conversation, so don't dominate. People are more likely to respond positively if they feel their opinions and concerns are valued and heard. Encourage voters to share their thoughts and concerns about the issues they care about. Be an active listener. People will respond better if they feel you are listening to their concerns. Timing is everything. A typical door knocker spends around 1 to 3 minutes at a door, averaging about 20 doors per hour, when we account time spent for walking. A single volunteer on a 3-hour shift can knock around 50 to 60 doors per shift. You want to keep it simple and not take too much of their time. It's also very important to stay safe. Stay safe during canvassing by always canvassing in pairs. Don't be a lone ranger and go it on your own, unless you're very, very comfortable with who you're already speaking to. Always make sure to carry a cell phone and avoid confrontation. If someone is not interested in talking to you, it's best to move on to the next door. Forcing the issue will only waste their time better spent talking to receptive voters. So let's look at the core conversation. We're going to be launching this campaign to reach out to your 125, and we're going to do so by just introducing yourself, keeping it very simple for the first time. This is the initial contact, and we're going to have multiple contacts following this where we can dig deeper into their issues and that sort of thing. But let's begin by introducing yourself. So the conversation might go something like this. Hello, Carol. Hi, I'm Lori, your neighbor down the street, and a precinct volunteer for our legislative district. How are you doing today? Wait for their response. For those voters who vote frequently, they're 3x4 or 4x4 voters, we want to thank them for that. So you can say something like, according to our official records, you're a regular, reliable voter, so thank you for being someone who cares about voting and sets an example for your neighbors. Then you can ask about their support in the upcoming 2024 election. Do you already have candidates in mind to support in the 2024 election? Or what are some top issues concerning you right now? Then listen carefully to their response and engage in a natural, brief conversation. Then you can ask the question, are you planning to vote by mail or in person for the 2024 election? Express your own enthusiasm. I'm excited about the upcoming election too, and so are many of our neighbors. I believe we can make a positive impact by electing better people into office. Would you be interested in learning more about getting involved? Great! I'm here to be a resource for you if you ever have any questions or concerns. And then you want to extend the invitation. Would it be all right if I got your email address and reached out to you in a couple of months to stay in touch? We have social gatherings, district meetings, candidate meet and greets, and more events that you might find interesting. If they say yes, great. If they say no, just say, okay, thank you. No big deal. If they say yes, you want to make sure that you capture that information on your Canvas sheet, their email address, and their cell phone number. So what are the next steps? You want to share your progress in your Canvas sheets regularly with your precinct captain. Keep your own records of your 125 voters with detailed notes. Set a reminder to contact them again in 60 to 90 days. And most of all, keep the momentum going. Make this your goal to reach your 125 neighbors here within the next few months, and then maintain that contact with them. Build a relationship with them. Be genuine. Thank you so much for your service, and good luck door knocking.